It's time for the Jim and Terry Show.
The greater the suffering, the greater the peace. The longer you have to wait, the greater the weight. Love everlasting. I see the blood of roses out in the field. Love
This is the Jim and Terry Show, and I'm the Terry of the Jim and Terry Show, and the Jim is absent. I was going to say strangely absent, but it's not strange when you're not well to be absent. In fact, more people should be taking advantage of their sick leaves, not going into work, spreading germs, spreading perhaps an airborne virus. Are you masking inside these days? I know I am. Not just a regular cloth mask, which we learned from the beginning of COVID is not sufficient to filter. It's better than nothing, but it's not sufficient. So, yeah, full K95 for me going into indoor spaces, close environments, things where I cannot control other people. I can control what I wear, and I wear a KN95 mask. Why? Because size matters. Particle size matters. And as we all know, oxygen and carbon dioxide particles are small and pass through the masks, whereas COVID is fairly large and does not pass through the fibers of a K95. So there you go, the logic in being safe. Cloth mask, better than nothing. A proper mask that fits well and you wear it not under your nose, you wear it properly, is preferable in this day and age of what we know in terms of infectious diseases and spreading of airborne viruses. So with that out of the way, where else am I? And, broadcasting from the hobbit hole with an empty chair. Jim, I'm going to raise my mug because I have it here and I'm going to slurp. So do you hear that? That's me in my mug. There you go, my friend. Cheers. Lifting up a beverage cup. It's dark roast, and I forget offhand where I got that blend, but it's fresh ground. I buy whole beans and grind them fresh whenever Jim comes over. So, Jim, cheers to you. Get well soon. We're also starting this podcast with a tune. I don't often put tunes in the middle because it requires... Jim, here's a shout out to you again. My effort deficit syndrome friend, I also labor under that, which is, it's an extra 2 steps to get music in place when I don't know what it is that I'm doing. I usually put music in at the front so I know where I'm going. Wigmore Allen Gibbons, 10 years, ends on December 31st, 2022. That is the end of our 10-year anniversary of Wigmore Allen Gibbons. Check the website under terrywigmore.com, and you can find the collection of everything that Wigmore Allen Gibbons has done over the past 10 years. And that's considerable. So if you check the page, you'll find hundreds of tunes gathered in. I think we have 10 albums, almost an album a year. Sometimes we produce 1.5 or 2 albums worth. Not all of it is, of course, your side A, track 1, AM top 50 tune, of course. However, the joy is that we feel as if every song is our track 1, side A, opening song, the single that goes platinum. That's the way we like to believe our music is. Jim, I know you feel that way too. So, for all the musicians whose songs have been created, recorded with a passion and intensity and conviction that it is a platinum single, you have my sympathy. Been there, seen it, done it, got the t-shirt. And here is Everlasting, a song sung by Keith, performed guitars and bass by Keith, lyrics written by Keith, and I simply provided the world music ambience, the India ensemble of Indian music. And that would be East Indian, not First Nations, North American Indian sounds. So there you go, opening up with music in celebration of Wigmore Allen Gibbons' 10th anniversary. Where else are we going? How about, besides music and besides Wigmore Allen Gibbons, let's go on to FIFA. Wigmore Allen Gibbons, a Canadian, an Englishman, and a Welshman. Well, Canada is out of FIFA, having not made it through the opening round. And now Wales is also out, so Kevin and myself have thrown our emotional support behind the English soccer club, football club, and wishing them well in their match against France. As we move into the quarterfinals, some surprises. Do you follow FIFA at all? I don't usually, but this time I did and have enjoyed it, as well as my mother-in-law, as well as my neighbor. We all have enjoyed rooting, especially in the opening round when Canada had guaranteed 3 games to play, and saw the first goal, got excited, saw the own goal against Morocco. Morocco went on. So things were interesting, things to watch. Celebrating Canada, win, lose, or draw. Things Canadian. It's kind of good to wave the flag in a positive way and celebrate people from all over coming together. I've been looking in the news a lot lately, and that takes me to where I am, sitting in front of a screen that has CBC. Anybody still follow it? Radio Canada. I'd like to think that Jim and Terry Show is a throwback to a simpler time when an announcer sat in a booth with a microphone and your background singers gathered around another microphone singing the jingles live. What a day. Black and white TVs? Sometimes even before TV, maybe. That's the kind of analogy that I like to play around in my mind as Jim and I sit in our hobbit hole and talk. Talk radio. It's kind of a thing, isn't it? And having a voice for radio, or maybe it's just that we don't have the faces for TV. Ooh, don't want to go there, Jim. Age and stage kind of thing. Kind of scary to get up in the morning when you go to shave and that visage greets you in the reflection. Is that me? Yeah, do you still see the 30-something, the 20-something? Do you see the teenager in the mirror when you look back and years roll off your face? I like special effects for that reason. You can make anything into anything. And so I imagine as I sleepily drag my sorry posterior into the bathroom in the morning and go to get out the shaving cream and razor, I think, is that me? And that'll take me to other musings as well. Things change, times change, we age. Do we get wiser? Or is it just Budweiser? How much wisdom do we get as we grow older? Celebrating birthdays, anniversaries, the passage of time, the seasons passing. From autumn into winter, first blast of snow. I think Jim and I recorded a podcast where the first snowfall had become a bit of an issue for Jim in his transport to the studio. Getting his car here on a slightly slippery road. Welcome to winter in Canada. Slip sliding away. Yeah, lots of things come to mind as we make this transition into the season. Maybe I'll finish with this thought. It's Advent. Advent? Yes, the coming. Advenius. The coming. Adveniat regnum tuum. Thy kingdom come. Opening words. Something about Christmas still echoes, even though, for myself, Christmas does not hold the glitter and twinkle that it used to. Is that true for anybody else? Or is that just true for me? Christmas lost its glimmer. I wonder why. Is it war? Is it war in Ukraine? Is it the economy? Is it interest rates? Is it still supply chain issues? What is it that's taken the twinkle out of Christmas for you? Or is Christmas always just Christmas? Write in the Jim and Terry Show. Leave a comment. What's your favorite Christmas carol, perhaps? Mine will always be Silent Night. Candle lit, midnight service, everyone with a little taper lit, passing around a light. The congregation illuminated. Illumination at Christmas. Has it lost its shine? Write along, send a comment. This is the Jim and Terry Show, coming to you from the Hobbit Hole studio, but missing my good friend Jim. The empty chair waits you, my friend. Till next time, Terry signing off. Bye-bye.